Welcome to the live stream, guys. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday evening this evening. It is nearing the end of August here. It's August 29th. And, yeah, I didn't, click the... That's why it, jumped right in to the countdown for you guys. Is I had started the stream from Streamlabs, but I hadn't reached over and clicked the Go Live button on YouTube yet. So, I had it running for a few minutes as I was getting the last few things set up and forgot to reach over and click that Go Live button. So, well, that's why I jumped in at 30 seconds on the timer for you guys that we were going live. So, welcome to the stream. I'm going to blame it on, I've had a sinus cold now for a week. In fact, I even took a few days off work last week and slept for 3 days straight. And still got a bit of a sinus headache and stuff and still a bit stuffed up. But generally I'm feeling closer to normal. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Let's get some shout outs out there. Ren, welcome to the stream. And Under Escorter, welcome to the stream. Hey, I have school tomorrow. Is today. I won't be in your live. Sorry. Well, thank you for popping in here anyway. And reach over and hit the like button if you could. That would help. But enjoy going back to school. And yeah, let's just head over to the game window and get things going that way. And where we left things off here the other day, which I want to say it was either Sunday night or Monday night, was working on this kind of corner tower is what we got started on. And I think we've made some pretty decent progress on it, to tell you the honest truth. I kind of like how it's turning out so far. I like a little more than how this section has turned out. I'm not going to change this at all, but I believe that one's got a more definition, a more shape, and everything to it that I'm kind of all right with. And I think it's going to keep going up for a little bit and keep tapering in. I think for whatever type of tower it's going to end up being. We're just going to go with that flow for a bit and kind of see how things work out on it. So, what's new as far as game news is New World did announce an open beta starting September 9th until September 12th. And I believe on September 8th is when you can sign up for the open beta. It's a free open beta. You don't have to pre-purchase the game. You can hop on and try it for a few days. I just want to look at my calendar just to see what days of the week that is. September 9th, so you're looking at a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is what it is going to be for New World. So keep that in your calendar. Wednesday, sign up for it. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you could log on and give it a play if you've got a PC that can handle it. So 353C, welcome to the stream. And yeah, let's keep building here and keep kind of chipping away. I'm probably not going to be quite as talkative because this is probably the most I've talked in the last week with this freaking sinus cold. So I'm not up for doing a pile of yakking, but we will try to keep things as entertained as possible as we plug along. All right, I forgot there's a Meridell right here in his little derpy outfit. Now, I think today I might want to focus a little bit on this bridge that's here. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to look or how I'm going to end up building it. I'm not usually too much of an angle type builder. So building things on any type of an angle other than just your regular 90-degree stuff or square rectangular stuff that Minecraft is more attuned to. This is a real stretch out in my crafting or building abilities. And I've kind of got this centered right now here as to where I want this bridge. And we just have to get some width to it so I see how wide it's going to be. And then figure out what it's going to attach to over on this other little mountainside. Put some supports under it. And, of course, try to make it look structured in a in an angled type build and have it visually appealing as well. So, and this isn't like a direct 45-degree angle that I'm running off of this, because I'm kind of doing it stepped out 2 blocks at a time. So it is a little different than what I would even normally do. So and I think going forward here is like we kind of had center lined up there. I still think I want to keep it somewhat as an odd count for the build, so we have like a defined center line. And then it'll be a matter of, okay, am I going to do it covered? Is it going to be an open bridge? That will all kind of build itself out, I think, as we start plugging along here. And this is where my lack of preparedness really kicks in, or my lack of planning. Is because I just start building to what I think it should be. And I let the blocks build themselves. I don't really, and which results in a lot of things getting, you know what, I don't like how that is. Let's tear it down, redo it, rebuild it up, because it looks like trash. And this could very well end up being something like that, but we won't know until we start getting some blocks laid out and see kind of what it's going to look like here. Don't forget to reach down, hit the like button on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring that notification bell. Okay, I think I'm kind of satisfied with that, so. What would be cool, you know what would be cool is a Harry Potter-ish kind of bridge. Yeah, something with like, I want like big archways kind of under here is kind of what I'm thinking, is what I'm envisioning with it. And then maybe some type of a covered build over it. I'm not sure, but I think it definitely needs to be wider than this though. It needs to be kind of grand and thick and not just some little piddly walkway going across here. And maybe some of those little guards that I built in my Nether hub on the old TerrisCRAFT server, kind of lining it, I think would be a good solution. Ren says, I've become a Harry Potter nerd. I'm right there with you, man. It is... I could easily sit down and bang out all the movies. I'm seriously leaning towards... I've got one more book in the Sword of Truth series that I need to listen to. And then I might go back and re-listen to the Harry Potters again. Because I've just finished Severed Souls, which is book... I want to say it's either 17 or 18 in the Sword of Truth series from Terry Goodkind. And there's one more in that series that I want to get into, so. All right, so I still don't think that's quite to the grand scale. I think I might go one more width on this yet again. One more on each side type thing. And I keep zigzagging back and forth just so that I can kind of keep it somewhat centered, so. And then once I get a structure and how it's somewhat built, I'll worry about like distressing it and changing out some of the blocks to kind of give it a more weathered look, that type of thing. I'll worry about that kind of later down the road. It's not priority during the initial building phase to get it laid out and planned. I like totally was gonna go back and like, oh, I'm done that row. I like losing my mind here. Does this feel wide enough? I'm thinking it might be now if we switch to some type of stair. So if we go like this now, which is of course going to widen it out even more. This is actually kind of time consuming to do because it's so much zigzag. I'm hearing zombies, but it's daytime. Oh no, those were villagers. Never mind. I forgot my villagers are locked inside those buildings down there. Another reminder, everybody, reach down, hit the like button on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Ring that notification bell and share the video. Share it all over the place. Wherever you can. Oh, this side's going to be a little trickier. Look at that. Take us a little longer to do this side. I should have come back and done it the other way, because then it would have been pretty much the same layout. I tell you, I want to think back. I want to say it was late 2018, the last time I actually had any type of a cold. So, wow, this one kind of wiped me right out. It wasn't COVID, which was good. It was a sinus cold, not COVID related at all. I'm fully vaccinated anyway. And if you guys aren't vaccinated, go out and get it done. But yeah, I was like, I was wanting to sleep. And that was about it. I'd get up, watch a little bit of TV for a few hours, go back and sleep again for more. I'm thinking right now, I probably shouldn't have put these stairs in here yet, because you know what's going to happen is I'm going to want to put some type of bracing in here and leg structure. And I'm going to end up like punching it right through in these sections. I'm thinking, but... well, I've decided that this is going to be polished andesite. Not entirely sure why that was the brick of choice, but... turns out my scroll wheels scroll to it, so that's what's getting put here. Most likely not going to stay that way, but... Again, the first stages of this is just getting some type of a structure in place. And whatever that structure decides it wants to be, I'm thinking that this needs to be actually right. Where would this actually be? It would be right there if it was there. And on the outside, it would be this block. Now, which block was that? I don't even know now. Isn't that just lovely? Because basically it's a square block that ended up getting punched out, so we'll just put one there. Then we'll be able to see where it is at the bottom. Alright, there it is. All right, now how frequent are these little pillars going to be here? I'm thinking if I could have like 2 more in there and then one at the end here. So that's kind of the distancing we're looking at. So there's 33 full sets of double blocks in there. And if I look at this correctly, I'm thinking that this actually should be located right here. Because this would have stepped out right there. No, that's not right. I got to do like the exact opposite of what it is at the other end. Maybe we'll just work from one end and then figure out how we match it. That's the way it's got to be. I'm almost thinking that these should have been like 3 apart. Because then it would have been a little easier to kind of line up where the pillars are going to go. But then the angle would have been different, right? If I had gone 3 out, 3 out, 3 out, it probably would have been more kind of pointing that way. Instead of towards the top of that mountainside there. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then right here, is the next pillar. Which, I mean, granted, it's going to be a lot thicker than this when we actually build it and decide what it's going to be, but we're getting spacing worked out right now, so So if you're right at the end, we're doing 11 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So is it this one? As long as that angle's maintained. So if we look at that, that's fine. Now let's scroll this way. I think that's the same angle. So I think we're kind of okay with the way that that spread is. And I think that's a good spacing for the pillars for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 11. Entity 303, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. Now, I think that's grand enough for a distance in there. I don't think it needs to be anything more than that. I kind of wish that this hillside had been a little bit further away so we could have extended it out a bit more, but I'm kind of all right with this here too, so. Same to you, you're doing well. Excellent. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm just getting over a sinus cold, so a little stuffed up. Kind of messed with my streaming schedule last week. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, which means it's going to go right here. Because I want 11 full blocks in between. Full of the like double block sections. So what does that mean for this end? Does it mean we have to extend this bridge a little bit? Most likely. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Which means this one goes right here. So we have a little extension to do. The server is ready to go. Like anybody that is a, it's a Let's Play for channel members of the, if you're in the elite tier of my channel members on my channel, then you can join the server. All right, so we're 11 again this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which means this one is our pillar. And it's set to that price level because for anybody that decided that they wanted to troll it, well, it's a lot easier for people to troll it if it's you know, at the cheap rate, because say I had it set to like the $1 tier of my channel membership. Well, somebody could pay $1 for a month and completely wreck the entire server for everybody. Well, what funds that for anybody, right? So it's at the $15 tier because you're less likely to spend $15 to wreck everybody's fun versus $1. So that's why it kind of got set to that tier. All right, I think we've kind of got the pillar spacing done right. Good point. You dislike reefers, and that's really what it comes down to, right? So it's this because this is a straight vanilla server. There's no like major add-ons or anything on here. I wanted people to come on and be able to play survival and as vanilla as intended. So so that's kind of what's been happening. I do need to put a bed down for myself though and reset that freaking phantoms. Phantoms are dreadful. I don't like them. All right, so what is this pillar actually going to look like? To give it some depth and structure and be kind of impressive and not just straight blocks. I'm already a fan of the spacing, so that's kind of a good thing. I got to kind of figure out too kind of what angle this is to get over to the other one. And it certainly wasn't that. And it certainly isn't that either. Wow, it's almost a 45-degree angle to go over to here. So if we step this that way, and we figure out where we want that join to be right in the middle. Huh. Something tells me I have these pillars kind of set in the wrong location. I'm wondering if I should have them shifted the other way so they do line up like they're intended. So I just want to kind of see what that would look like here. If we did that two, that would put the pillar right here. And then that maintains the right angle. So I think I actually shifted everything back too far one. Back one too far. Looking at this. So if I moved each one on this side forward one, we'd maintain that same structure. And I'm also starting to think, what if the bridge was just one block wider? Because that's another thing too, is that I could have this actually equal the same spacing here. So that would put this pillar right here. See, and this is the problem with like not actually planning to build, but I've never done a planned build ever. So I'm all right if I kind of nuke out one side of this and make it a little bit bigger. I'm not sold to where it is right now. I'm not married to it. It's only one side, and then we're doing a little tweaking to make it a little wider. It'll only take a few minutes to correct. Unfortunately, there isn't an undo button. But if this puts the angle right, then things won't be awkward to try to build and get them to match. We won't end up with a bunch of different angles all trying to work together. It'll keep some symmetry. All right, so we're just going to widen this out by one more row, put our stairs back in, and then we should be cooking with gas here. Wow, if I could place a block, that would be like on point, but apparently not today. Us old guys, our Alzheimer kicks in and the arthritis in the hands. And something tells me I think I gotta go like right there with this. Something's screaming at me. Do it! Back to some stairs. I gotta get the right angle on here. There we go. We're good. We're good. Skid, skid, skid. It's definitely making this a significantly wider bridge now, though. This actually could even eventually be like the... Maybe it's the main way into this castle. I don't know. Because really, there's like no walkway up into there. We could have like a market or something down below there. Like maybe this doesn't even have to be like some tower over here. I do some like spiraled road up that you then walk up onto this bridge to get into the main part of the castle. Main part of the structure, anyway. That's not where that goes. It goes like that. Perfect. Wow. Stellar block placement. you know, my father used to always say, slow down, you'll go faster. And that's to prevent stupid little mistakes. So if we look at this now, this comes to here, and then this would be right there. And our pillar is aimed for right there. And then so to do these sides, we just do the same thing. We go 2, 2, zigzag across this one and this one. There's our pillar. And we maintain a proper 90-degree support underneath that on this weird freaking angle thing that I'm building it on. And then we don't even have to worry about counting it out, because this basically sets its own path as to where these pillars need to be. We already kind of decided what distance we wanted, so... just nuke out these. Get that tree out of the way. Kushal, welcome to the streams. Greetings, sir. I realized I just pluraled the word streams, and it wasn't. It's stream, not streams. I'm not doing more than one today. All right, so that should now be lined up and spaced exactly the way we want it. Now it's, what is it going to look like as a structure? Is it something like this that's holding it up? And then we'll have to, like, create some depth and structure to it. And like this, I don't think it's to the grand enough scale that I want for it. So, I mean, it most likely will have to get modified a bit. Yeah, I'm certainly not convinced that this is to the scale that I want for the pillar. I think it needs to go bigger yet again, and then we can add more depth to it. So if we were... I'm thinking like this type of a scale. Now let's say we come up 4 blocks. So that's 5 in total. And then if we went all the way around like this. And then that reversed. Okay, so we're getting some shape in there. Blue Rose, welcome to the stream. Always happy to see you pop back. All right, where's the andesite? I want the andesite in here. Because that's going to be visible on how many angles? Oh, not all the way across. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's giving this some thickness and shape. Quick reminder, everybody, reach down and hit that like button. Now let's grab some... would netherrack fence be... What else do we got? What else we got? We got nether brick, dark oak. Okay, let's go with some iron bars then. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want this. This might square it out too much, so I don't know if I'm going to keep this idea. This is just to try to get a shape that I want for it, so... Oh, I am liking that, though. Oh, oh, I'm not liking that. Walls. What do we got? Deep slate tile walls. Am I liking that as a structure there, or is it too square compared to everything else? I think it's too square with the corners. So I'm going to knock these corners out. I don't think we want the square corners. It'll give it this more of a round pillar appeal to it. But I need a different contrast in here, so I think the stairs might have to be different. Deep slate brick or deep slate tile? Polished, not polished blackstone. Blackstone was not. So let's try the tile. Because it's a totally different texture as well too. I do like how you can mix match these deep slate tiles with bricks and they connect together properly. And if they didn't connect together, it'd be really like awkward to work with, right? I'm pretty sure that it works like that with all brick or all stairs, but I can't remember for sure. Jake, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. Sup? What's going on? Trying to figure out how I'm going to support this bridge. That's what's going on right now. Forgive the cough in your ear if you're wearing headphones. I apologize. It's me attempting to build on like angles. I don't usually do angle builds, so this is me stepping it out a bit. So GDI lives. Welcome, Adam. Welcome to the stream. I'm really thinking I'm not liking any of the regular stone brick in there. At all. So let's go with some other deep slate here. Deep slate. I just want deep slate bricks. Because I think we can keep the light andesite color in there. How to finish the castle in 10 seconds with most lot details. It's certainly not happening in 10 seconds, I'll tell you that much. That's a big nope. Okay, I might be liking this switch between the tiles. I think it's giving enough of a definition. And then with the andesite in the back, I think it's kind of okay. You need to find a new home. You're in my way there, dude. Move along. You were seriously in the way. I think deep slate might be one of my new favorite building blocks. To tell you the honest truth. Okay, from a distance, does that create enough of a texture break on there? I think it does. All right, let's grab andesite. We'll put these bars back. We're going to punch this out. And I think the iron bars give it enough of a contrast too. It is really going to make it look like a fairly dark down here, though. I'm not sure what I'm going to do to try to light things up a bit, but is that enough of a spacing? I think that will be. I guess we'll kind of play it out as we move up this pillar if I've got it at the right height. And the tile, it's enough of a contrast. I think it's okay. Did you watch SGTV's live stream? I did not watch. I haven't. This is my first time on a computer since my last, or on like at home on a computer since my last stream. I was not well this week. Had a crazy wicked sinus cold, and it just knocked me right out. You've got to go. All right. Have yourself a good one. Thank you for stopping in and watching the stream for a little bit. Don't forget to reach down and hit the like button. Cheers. All right. Iron bars. Iron bars. More iron bars. I think that's working. It's working. It's working. Wyneken Skywalker with his pod racer. Alrighty. We have another elevation to sneak through here. Actually, that is almost the exact height that we'd want this pillar to go up to. That's actually, I'm kind of happy with the way that turned out. iron bars in here. Oh yeah. This is working. Nope, that's going to stay as that. But that one's going to change. And we change out that block. Nope, we do want to change this out. Oh, was not expecting it. I should be expecting that by now, but wasn't.
You should be expecting by now.
I know, right? Alright, I gotta go AFK for a few minutes. I will be right back. Alright, back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Something with dinner just isn't agreeing with me this evening.
Well, that's no fun.
No, not at all. Ren's knocking on my head going, hey, where are you? Decided to work on the bridge tonight. Figure out where I was going to go with this. I still don't know where I'm going with it, but it's something anyway.
Well, hopefully across to the other side.
It crosses to something. It's just how it gets supported and how it looks from there. I don't know yet.
Reggie?
I'm thinking that pillar is taking a reasonable enough shape.
It looks nice and layered.
It's got some three-dimensional shape to it. A little bit of texture changing. I'll have to really step up how I'm going to change the top piece. How has your week been?
It's been peachy. It's almost, my vacation's almost to an end. I got one more day tomorrow, and then...
Oh, you've been off for a bit.
Yeah. Basically, like, my last vacation forever.
Oh, no.
Feels like it. I'm sure that won't be the case, but it feels like it.
I'm thinking this is going to need some type of lighting in it. Well, that wasn't intended. I kind of thought a redstone block would have been able to power up and down on these, but yet a redstone lever will. I don't know.
Yeah, levers are weird.
Just done that. Don't need to do it again.
Can't do that too much. Come on. That looks nice. It's got a lot of depth to it.
Well, and it lights up the roadway. Or the bridgeway, or whatever.
The tollway. It's got to be expensive. You're going to have to charge people. It's a lot of high-end materials you're using.
Exactly. Well, I'm thinking this might actually be like the main way into the castle of some form. I don't know yet how, but I'm thinking that this might lead to some type of elaborate roadway up here to this bridge to come across.
That'd be pretty cool.
Haven't figured that part out yet. It'll come as we get there, I guess.
The plan will come together. I think my puppy is gassing us out of here tonight.
Well, that's not going to be good.
Oh.
Am I liking that? Don't know. No, I think that's not dramatic enough of a peak. It just kind of goes, bleh. What was that? I think it needs to be a taller peak on this. I'm almost positive. And I don't think it's going to need a lightning rod. Man, I still don't think that's dramatic enough. I don't know. I hate doing peaked structures. I guess that's a little better, a little bit more tapered to a better point. I just got to put some black carpet or dark gray carpet or something on the top of it just to stop the snow building up on it. I think a rod, an end rod on top of that is the right look. From a distance, it looks really good, but I don't know. From up close, it's... I just need to get more blocky stuff built. Okay, wait now. I think I've got this nailed down. It's taking a much better shape. deep in focus. Nope, that's starting to billow out too much. There, that's the shape I think I'm looking for.
Oh wow, I've never gotten that error before.
Oh, what'd you do?
I got a message in Windows that said this USB controller does not have enough available devices left.
Oh.
Which seems odd because I thought you could trail like 192 off of any port, but that may have been 1.1.
It's probably, like, depending on power draw too, right?
Yeah, and I'm not sure what it's complaining about, to be honest.
I think that's the right peak shape I want for that. I guess we'll find out once I get a bunch of these in place. Quiet stream tonight. That's what happens when I miss, like, major schedules.
Well, you know. It happens.
Take off for a week. And everybody's like, oh, he's flaking out again.
Well, it's not like you don't list it in your Discord what's going on.
Yeah, exactly, right? And literally, like, I made that post, I went to bed, and I went to bed for like 3 days.
Man, you were feeling pretty rough. Huh?
Yeah, just a sinus cold that just totally knocked me right out. It was not COVID, so that's all I care about.
Don't you hate the fact that you get sick now and like that's your first thought at all times?
Oh, I know. Or is everybody else's thought, oh my god, he's got COVID, we gotta shoot him.
Right. I've stopped joking about that too because I've got this social Discord server that I frequent for the last couple of years, and every time I've jokingly said, you feel bad, it's probably COVID, it's actually been COVID, and they won't let me say it anymore.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I was kidding, but maybe I shouldn't. In my defense, I think it was 4 people that got it. Like 3 of them are from Florida, so it's just a good guess at this point.
Yeah, it's not even a guess. Like, that's just... Like, your odds are way in your favor.
Right? Minor sniffles? Probably COVID.
Ren says, imagine being COVID censored. If you end up with COVID, you can't do anything on the internet ever again.
That would suck.
I'm like struggling with placing blocks today. My fingers don't work.
You have the bad motor skills.
Very much so. I don't. It doesn't help that I went and changed the water bottle in our water thingy, our little water cooler, and dropped it on my finger. 5-gallon jug.
Oh, that's not great. I don't think you're supposed to do it like that.
No, you're really not.
I think they have like warning labels and stuff. So weird. My desk feels empty still because I bought this new pop filter for my microphone that just kind of clips on it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like the other one clamped on and had like a telescopic arm kind of, you know, one of the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
Because it came with a microphone. And it took up so much space on my desk I never realized. Because it just kind of stuck out, like I had it kind of wound around the side. So I finally got rid of it for like a whole $10. big spender, you know.
See, I got like the blue microphone. I actually went and bought their mount for my mic here. And my desk it's huge. Like it's 3.5 feet deep, 5 feet wide. Like it's a huge playing field that's on here. Maybe even 6 feet. No, 5 feet wide. 5.5, somewhere around there. But the arm just didn't matter where I put it on this desk. It wouldn't reach, so I finally just drilled a hole in the middle of it and sunk it into my desk. And then it just comes up behind my monitor and it's clamped in. It's never going anywhere. And I mean, this desk, it weighs like 1 million pounds, so.
I've kind of considered doing that. Just because I feel like it would fit better, but mine clamps on the end. And it just barely reaches from the back of my desk to me.
See, mine has the Snowball has the same mount on it that like a webcam or a DSLR tripod or something would have, where it just screws on.
Yeah. Which is nice, because you can use a lot of different clamps for that.
Yeah, for sure. I could have a GoPro on this. I could, you know, anything I wanted to change on this arm, I could.
Right.
And I don't think, like, I haven't used a filter or anything on the front of this mic, and I think generally it doesn't seem to pick up many of the S's and stuff.
Yeah, mine's more like habit, I guess, from when I worked in radio. Like, there's certain things I need to have on my microphone.
Used to be where you used to work in radio? I didn't know it.
Yeah, I did. I was a DJ for not terribly long, because I worked at the radio station as a technician, and then the owner decided that I also needed to do some morning shows and stuff like that, and I don't know why. Because I was a gullible child, basically.
Well, there you go. I mean, it gives you the confidence to be able to rattle along and speak, and I don't know. I think it's a good thing. I think everybody should have a chance at doing some form of broadcasting, whether it's YouTube or whatever, because it gives you that ability to be able to just try to keep a conversation going and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it helped me because I actually I still do, but much more so when I was younger. I had a speech impediment, and I had somebody from my local high school choir, which I was not a part of, help me with speech therapy.
Okay, there you go.
Because I basically needed it, because I was terrified of going on the radio with a speech impediment, you know?
Which King of England was it that had The stutter really bad?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
They did a movie on it, The King's Speech. What? I can't remember what king that was.
I feel like that was King Louis or Louis or whatever.
Could be.
Louis the 13th or something like that.
No, that's France.
Oh, that is France. You're right. Crap, I don't remember. The movie came out like 5 years ago. It's gone. I don't know.
Well, I want to say The King's Speech has probably been out a lot longer than that now. Time has flown by, right?
Yeah. I don't pretend to have a good mind for history.
I'm gonna have to look it up now because it's driving me crazy.
Oh, short drive.
2010 is when that movie came out.
Oh my god.
11 years ago. King George the Sixth.
Well, I was more or less right. There was a name and a number.
Name and a number.
I was close. Come on. This big, stupid, furry wolf is kicking my butt tonight.
I don't want to know about your private life.
Are you sure?
Kinda,
Whatever
yeah.
it is, it's kicking my butt.
My kid's been back playing WoW again. He's playing Classic. But Burning Crusade Classic. And then he got treated the exact same way I did playing Burning Crusade Classic. He's playing a mage. And he went into Rampart, or was it Ramparts? No, it was whatever raid was in Stranglethorn or in the marshlands, or that fungus place. Zangramarsh? Is it Zangramarsh?
It is Zangramarsh.
Yeah.
That's
the raid that's in there. The caster sword dropped and the paladin needed it and took it.
Gotta love that stuff, huh?
Because paladin tanks, they use spell power back in Burning Crusade as well too, but it was clear that this sword is a caster sword. And I lost that sword too to our main pally tank. And it was absolute BS. And it actually caused like this huge rift in the guild that ended up like splitting the guild. Like it was like the end of that guild and we had been together since, the beginning. And it split just about dead even down the middle as to who thought what was what, so.
Yeah, I don't miss stuff like that at all. People can call it more casual, friendly, or whatever and make it sound like a bad thing, but the reality is not fighting over gear like that is like the best thing.
I know, right?
It was such a load of crap. But not a thing.
Considering
Well, I
we
guess
were
not.
specifically running it under the idea that this is a caster sword, we're running it, and we were using what the hell point system was it? Because they didn't have anything in game to be able to manage that. DKP. We're using DKP points, and so how much you attended, but because they still had like a need.
Yeah.
Like you could just need on the roll anyway. Because I want to say early Burning Crusade, they didn't have the whole like looting controlled by one person yet. And so they threw the need roll on it and won it. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I was maining a survival hunter for a long time, and I remember distinctly getting a bow dropped that a warrior picked up. The warrior tank picked it up, and same thing. They had the DKP to spend on it. I'm just like, it's literally an upgrade for me, like a massive upgrade for me. And they just basically were just like, I don't really care. It's a minor upgrade for me, but it's still an upgrade, and I'm the tank, so
deal with
suck
it
on it, basically. Yeah, and I was just like, That was like the last little bit of raiding that I did in that game with a group.
Ren said it right. It was the best in slot for a mage, that sword in that expansion.
Yeah, bigger guilds probably had a better handle on stuff like that, but
Yeah, but smaller family friendly
yeah,
guilds, yeah.
it was all about just like, well, you know, it sucks to be you.
This is a tricky little thing to try to build amongst things that are already built and then blending them together correctly and all that kind of fun stuff.
You're doing better than I would have done.
But nowhere near as good as Yoko would have done.
Well, I mean, that's not even really fair.
I know, right?
I decided to turn on my OBS the other day while I was playing that Hades game, and he hopped right in my stream. Started talking. It's like the first time I've talked to him forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in there like within minutes, and we had a good conversation. I caught up with him a little bit.
How's he been? I haven't talked to him in forever.
Seems like he's doing good. He said he just moved into a new apartment in the city and is doing well. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
He's probably one of the people that have inspired me to continuously improve with builds. Because I would start getting something built and I'd be like, oh, I'm really proud of this. And then he'd build this absolutely phenomenal, wicked, unbelievable whatever. And I'm like, oh, crap. I got to step up my game again.
Yeah, and he would do it so casually, too, is the thing that was always so crazy and so quickly. And I
know.
think part of that was just the hours at which he played were so, you know, obviously opposite for most people. That it's like we'd get online and suddenly there's like a freaking village built, and he was like, yeah, I had some spare time.
Yeah, I know, right?
What happened here?
But the attention to detail outside. Now, inside, they were always empty shells. I don't think I've ever seen him actually decorate anything.
No, I don't think he ever did. As a matter of fact, I think he did something there for a while where he was basically asking people to decorate the inside of the houses for him when he was building structures for us on GibCraft. And it was almost too much. And I loved seeing his builds, but he'd be like, okay, I built these, you know, whatever he was building. And we'd be like, okay, I don't know what to do with this. This is so much.
Somebody come along and decorate it nicely for me, please. Thank you.
Yeah. It would be like these intricate exteriors with decently big insides a lot of times, and you're just like, I don't even know, I don't have enough stuff to decorate this. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this.
Oh, this blending is hurting my brain here.
It's looking good though. Everything's shooting at me. Why is everything angry?
Because that's just what happens in this game. Is everything is, or no, you're playing something else. Never mind. But everything's angry with me in this game too.
My God. Oh, well, I'm definitely going to die if I bail off of cliffs. That's just not healthy.
No, generally that is kind of a one-way trip.
Got in a fight with gravity and lost severely. Honestly, the worst part about dying in any Dark Souls game is the run back. Like, I don't care
I mean,
that
that's
I died.
any game period, though, isn't it?
No, not always. You know, like if you die in an MMO or something like that, you got to run back to your corpse or something. I mean, sure, it's like the time spent, but it's like you get punished in other ways too. Like any experience or souls that you dropped on the ground or anything, those are just sitting there waiting for you. If you happen to make it back, you get them back.
Yeah.
But everything respawns. So, I mean, all of the experience you've gained is probably the stuff you picked up on your way there from all the angry stuff that wanted you dead to begin with.
Exactly.
so now it's like, well, maybe I'll get double experience because I got to go kill all that stuff again.
Alright, we're getting the first towers of this stupid bridge done.
Yay. Okay, these things are shooting arrows at me the size of minivans, and I'm not a fan. Oh my God. This is ridiculous.
Those are some those are some big arrows.
What the heck, game? If you can see this, there's actually one sticking out of my head right now. It's hilarious.
Nice.
It's the dumbest looking thing. The Geo Metro sticking out of my forehead.
Wow, these little pillar things I'm doing, they're going to take me forever to do. Even more so than this great big round tower that I built in the last stream. It's taking me forever. What I've been streaming now, 1 hour and 38 minutes, and I have a platform and 2 towers.
Sounds like another Tolkien book.
Bilbo Baggins and the platform towers.
What, another minivan? It's all bad. I died in the same spot. Oh, man.
Well, now you're going to get 3 times the experience.
No, I never found my other pool of experience.
And it probably despawns after a certain amount of time.
You get one chance. After that, you leave another one on the ground. Even if it's 0, that's the one you get to pick up next.
Nice.
Which is okay, because I didn't have very much on me anyway. So it was just like... There's like 4 of these archers sitting back. And they're shooting literal spears at me, like with these giant bows. So I get hit, and it just like sends you flying. Even if I block it with my shield, it's just like it knocks me off balance and nearly puts me on my butt every time. So if I'm not blocking, I just get knocked off of these stupid thin runways that I'm running on, these catwalks. Just yeets me off the side, like, all right, bye. It's been real.
This is what you find fun.
It's a challenge.
So you gonna hop on to the open beta?
Yeah, more than likely. Did they say whether or not the open beta will persist, like if you bought the game? Or if
they won't. They'll reset. I mean, most games will reset that. I can't see that being a persistent thing. I think it would. I think that would be like an unfair advantage for everybody starting equally.
I mean, I would think so as well, but I've seen MMOs do it both ways. Really, they just kind of call it an early release for anybody who...
I think like, if it was early release, though, I think they wouldn't shut it off like 2 weeks before, because they're shutting it off 16 days before the servers go live. So I think they would have kept it running. I would think for those people that are pre-bought. So all right, is that the same shape? Looks like it is. And actually, from a top-down view, that looks even better. Oh, I have 2 towers!
Calm down, Saruman?
Or Sauron. Because Saruman only had 1 tower. Sauron had the other one.
That's true.
Jeez, know your lore.
The 2 towers was about Saruman. That was the joke.
It was, yeah.
Leave me alone, Stephen Colbert's spirit. Talk about knowing a lot about Lord of the Rings. Good lord. Stephen Colbert is like a freaking walking Cimmerillion.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's quite a few interviews with the actors and him, and where he'll just launch into a tirade. But I mean, you're talking about deep stuff, like the
more book lore than movie lore type thing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's absolutely a book nerd. Talking about the different spirits that are Gandalf and Saruman and things like those.
Have you ever watched Hot Ones on YouTube?
Yes.
Frodo, what's his name, did a Hot Ones interview.
Oh yeah, I watched that one. He's always entertaining.
It was very entertaining. I really enjoyed that interview.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a super chill dude.
And almost seems like the type of dude that if he did have too much caffeine, you'd have a hard time keeping up with him. And clearly, I think he got to keep the ring from the set, because he hasn't aged a day.
Oh yeah, Elijah Wood is like ridiculously young looking.
It just something triggers there saying, how are you still looking like that? Did you keep it? Did it not get thrown into the volcano?
I'm not supposed to keep pieces of the set, Elijah Wood.
I mean, what actor isn't going? Like, I mean, come on. You're involved in some epic performance like that. I'm sorry. Right. You deserve... If you wore it, it's yours, right? Like...
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the Horn of Gondor. Boromir should have been able to keep that.
I'm sure Sean Bean kept that.
I'm sure there's probably lots of things that he's kept in his career, because, man, he's got a list a mile long of everything he's done.
I got cracked up not too long ago listening to an interview with Ryan Reynolds about all the different stuff he's kept from his movies. Like, he steals things off the set. They're like, you absolutely cannot have this. And he's just like, okay. And then he takes it anyway.
Yep, pretty much.
He's got, like, the original Deadpool outfit and stuff like that. But he pretty much paid for that movie. So.
He paid for that movie. And the philanthropic work that he does with it, going around up to, like, he just throws that thing on and he'll go to every children's hospital between here and wherever and just stop in as Deadpool and visit everybody, right?
Yeah, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it.
Yeah, considering the movies weren't meant for kids.
Yeah, sorry. Little interference.
Hey, no worries. It is what it is. You can ignore me all you want.
I'm just leaving everything on mute for a while. On my side, I can hear you.
Have you figured out how to mute your kids and wife? If you have, let me know.
No. Yeah, I wish.
My daughter went away
there used
for...
to be a warning so things could be done, and that doesn't happen anymore.
My daughter went away for 6 days with a friend of hers, and it was so peaceful in the house. So nice.
Yeah, as much as I'm not a fan of the fact that my kids are going to have to go back to school, it's going to be nice and quiet during the day.
I thought you were still considering homeschooling this year.
Well, and to be fair, we never did homeschooling, but the school previously, their old school, offered a way to work from home via just doing Zoom, you know, with the actual teacher they would have had. Like, so nothing really changed except for the fact that they weren't there. And then after a while, they started assigning certain teachers to be full-time in-person learning and certain teachers to be full-time, you know, online learning and stuff like that. But it was the same school. So after we moved, the only thing that was offered for them was essentially to be at a different school entirely. And yeah, and like, I'm all about safety and everything, but at the same time, I want them to be able to make relationships with the kids they're going to go to school with and that kind of thing, and have that to lean on when they go back in person if I was going to keep them home. And it sounded like, to me, like they weren't going to get that. It was going to be like this. It reminded me of, like, you know, like teen pregnancy high school, you know, like where we don't want you around the rest of the school anymore. You're going to get to go to this special school where only you get to go and other people like you. That's how Texas treated teen pregnancies anyway. And, which is pretty brutal in itself.
Yeah, no kidding.
And not every school, mind you, did that. It wasn't like a statewide thing, but it was certainly like that in the Panhandle where we grew up. And occasionally it was optional, but for the most part it was just like that. And I didn't like the feeling it gave me. It was just like, wow, this is kind of like not how I want them to be. I don't want them to be like excluded from the rest of the school population because I've decided that their safety is important.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that they're going to get like not a top tier education. You know, they're going to give that job to teachers that otherwise wouldn't want. I don't know. It seems like to me that's the kind of thing they would shove off on somebody who's not like the best teacher, you know. I know that's not fair, but that's exactly how they treat those schools, you know, in Texas that I was referring to. So
yeah, exactly right.
The whole thing just gives me a real funny feeling, and I was like, oh, the oldest one's vaccinated, and you know, all the teachers up here have to be completely vaccinated. There's no religious exemptions, anything like that. It's like it's that or lose your job, and then masks are absolutely required. So I feel like they're going to be okay, but yeah.
Sweeney, welcome to the stream. I've been struggling with this, trying to make it look good, but I'm glad you're liking the way it's looking. The bridge structure. It's coming together.
You tell my kids good night, and I'll be right back.
Alright, I think that's a reasonable shape for the bottom end of this pillar. I think I might want to do one more row of something, just a color change in there, but I don't know yet. I like moved, and my cat is already like, hey, it's food time, right? Cats. They have their own agenda with everything, don't they?
Most certainly, yes. And the puppy has his own agenda with the cat now, so that's pretty fun.
My dog has got into the habit of, we'll let him out before we go to bed. And then like 2 hours later, he wants out again. I just fall asleep into a good sleep and I hear, whoop! I'm like, oh, you're kidding me.
Well, it's not great.
No, it's
That
not.
would annoy me.
It's definitely annoying me. Because apparently, out of the 5 people that live in this house, I'm the only one that hears him.
Well, at least you know your job.
Yeah, that's a blue job.
doesn't pay overtime or anything, huh?
No, not at all. Oh, it's starting to fade, and it's not even 11 o'clock.
Well, you've been sick, so, I mean, that's hard on the old energy.
Yeah, takes a bit to get back into the routine of things.
Yeah.
I haven't had a Tim Hortons today either, so that's certainly not going to help. I don't know if it's been a long day. It's still just recovering days, Sweeney. The sinus cold just knocked me out for... Like, I went home like halfway through Tuesday. Went to bed. Woke up at like 8 o'clock that night to have a quick little bite for dinner. And went back to bed and slept till like 1 o'clock Wednesday. And like rinse and repeat. Was up till... Kind of woke up for a bit. Stayed up for a few hours. Went back to bed. Woke up for dinner. Stayed home Thursday as well. And felt a little better. And then Friday decided, okay, I think I'm well enough now. I can go back to work. And locked myself in my office. And wore a mask so that I didn't spread it to anybody.
Look at you being courteous.
Yeah. I mean, as much as the masks suck, just frickin' wear them, right? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
it's just the way it is nowadays. You get all these anti-mask protests and anti-vax
Yeah.
protests, and I just can't. I
Yeah.
can't put up with stupidity.
No, it's also it's just as much stupidity as it is discourtesy, you know.
I'm just waiting for the day that some anti-masker comes up to me while I'm wearing my mask and says, "What the hell are you doing, you sheep?" And then I just let into him going, "Well, let's see. I've got a son who's recovering from leukemia, and I'd feel like a real freaking butthole if I brought home COVID because I was too goddamn selfish to wear a mask. And ended up giving it to my kid who's got a compromised immune system, and it kills him. That's why I'm wearing a mask." Like, and that's the exact argument I'm going to give him. And I don't want to see what he has to say to that, right? Like,
They bring up their own fallacy logic about how it doesn't actually help, and because they don't understand like particulate sizes and
well,
stuff
and
like
it's
that. I mean,
the media too. Like they'll take a snippet out of a scientific thing where it'll say like there's no difference between N95 or there's no differences between masks for preventing COVID. Yet if you read the whole sentence, it's like, yeah, there's minimal to no difference between an N95 mask and a standard surgical mask, is what the actual article was. They both help prevent COVID, but they leave out the fact that they're comparing two masks, not comparing no mask versus wearing a mask.
right.
I'm like,
Yep.
seriously, like the media is doing it. They're the ones stirring everybody up because A, they're going to get the clicks for it because everything now is all about the click, not about the truth.
They've taken the concept of no bad media to a whole new level.
Now I'm all fired up.
Yeah, it's hard not to be.
I know, right? Like it's
something my wife and I fight with family. So
well, I mean, yeah, you've got family in Texas, right? Both of you do that are
yeah.
probably on the side that's.
No, not all of them. Like my parents are. I mean, my mom's a cancer patient, so I mean.
She knows what's going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's like, I forget. She had somebody at her house not too long ago to fix something because they really didn't have a choice. And like the guy shows up, won't wear a mask, just like won't. Like she's like, you know, this is before her latest diagnosis with cancer. This is just her having been an cancer survivor from her thyroid cancer, which is what she had the first time. And the guy was just like not having it. He wasn't going to wear a mask, period. End of story. Don't ask him. He'll, and they were just like to the point where, if they'd had a choice, he was the only person in that entire town that knew how to work on a specific thing. And I don't remember what it was. Some sort of plumbing. I can't even remember what it was, but in any case, they didn't even have a choice. So they basically just had to leave the house and watch security cams on their friggin', in security system inside. And the guy was just such a jerk. And then of course he had the courtesy, like 2 or 3 days later, to call them and be like, "Hey, by the way, I had a positive COVID diagnosis."
Yeah.
Which he knew about when he was there.
And that's...
Yeah.
I mean, he should have been charged. If you know you have a positive diagnosis and you willingly go out into public and you're not quarantining.
If it were a different state, that probably would have stuck, but unfortunately, it didn't. See, you've got that mentality, and then you've got my sister, who has to teach in the Dallas area, whose school, luckily for her, has decided to make masks a part of their dress code. They're one of the ones that did that because the state said, we're not giving you any funding, period, if you mandate masks.
Yeah.
And it's insane to me. And they already have, not her school district, but I forget, there was a neighboring school district that's like predominantly white, who is got like tons and tons of kids in ICUs right now because they all have COVID.
That's just brutal.
Yeah. And I say predominantly white because politically leaning, they're the ones that are making the big stink about it. The parents are saying, you can't make my kid wear a mask when they're at school, yada yada. Her school is like mostly like Black and Hispanic, and they have very few cases at all. And all the ones that they have, like the parents immediately call and they're just like, yeah, we got exposed, at work or something like that. And they call and let the school know, and the school can handle it. And it's just such a cultural difference. It's unbelievable.
But, apparently, like, society went through this back in the Black Plague days too, right?
To a degree, yeah. I think it was probably not quite as bad because, we've got the internet to help us spread misinformation and information now.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to me. When I was growing up and, Jesus, 91, 92, kind of like when I first started hearing about the internet, it was always everybody kind of calling it like this information superhighway. It's going to be the information age. And it's so weird now to think that it's sort of become the opposite,
The de-information alleyway is what it's become. It's that sketchy alleyway through that neighborhood nobody wants to go through.
Yeah, the internet is basically Gary, Indiana.
Hey, Fanny.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Peachy. Still getting my butt kicked by Dark Souls.
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
You're like super quiet today.
I'm not sure why.
I just tweaked you up a little bit. That and my music is like, maybe it's just my ears, but it seems louder today. Quick reminder, everybody, reach down, hit that like button on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring that notification bell, share it on your social medias.
I would totally share you on my social medias if I had any. By the way, what is the... I know what, to me, the subscription bell does, but... or not the subscription bell, the notification bell. What does that do for you?
Nothing for me other than everybody gets a notification as soon as I'm live. So then there's a better chance that they'll come watch my stream. So as far as like a perk or anything for me, it doesn't do anything for that. It's just a better chance that I'm going to have more viewers if they've got that notification bell.
Makes sense. I was curious because it's one of those things I never fool with because I tend to know when you're streaming, but if it was going to like benefit you in some way more directly through numbers or whatever, then I was gonna...
No, it's all just a straight game of, okay, how can I get more people to actively show up when I am live is what it comes down to.
Makes sense.
Now, sharing and likes, that's an algorithm thing. The more places that it gets shared, like Google feeds off the outside links as well too, because it brings you up into trending more. And then the likes also feed the algorithm boss as well.
Yeah, that makes some sense, given what YouTube is tied to and everything.
Another tower complete. Well, oh, not quite. I gotta throw some carpet down. The carpet's gotta match.
Demonetized.
I didn't say what it had to match to.
I wouldn't worry about it. This game doesn't even have drapes.
This basically the carpet is just to stop the snow buildup. All right, now I got to figure out how I'm going to connect these two.
Ooh, use dots.
Connect the dots. Yeah, okay, thanks.
Always here to help.
Just when you're saying music and mic sound are normal, that's good. It's just me in my head then. But I think I want to try to get another color in there somehow to break that up. What does the top look like?
What does a what look like?
Tough. That is a really ugly block.
What is tough?
It's a new block.
Oh, okay. It's just called tough?
It's called tough.
Huh.
However, I do need to go through one of these roads over here. I have been mixing tough in, and I forgot that I was doing that, and I didn't do it out this way. Because it is another great block for, like, roadway. Oh, I did on some. Oh, but that's like a totally different tangent. Wow, is that easy to get distracted on really quick? Hey, from back here now, those little towers are actually looking pretty on point. So I just have to structurally figure out how I'm going to connect them. And even the difference between the black slate tiled bricks and the regular black slate bricks. I'm very, very pleased.
You got a river, like kind of a river delta down there at the base. It was at depending on where you've got the blocks placed, it could be Ford tough. It's all manufactured, so it's built that way.
Alright, I gotta try to see if I can pronounce this. Piranha. Welcome to the stream. I hope I got that right. Probably not. Alright, structurally, how am I making this work?
You did better
What
than me. I'm
block do I want? I know, right?
I'm not usually one to talk.
Piranha is what I'm going to go with on that. If it ain't right, too bad. That's what I'm going with. Deal with it. Eeny, meeny, mighty, mo. What's going to be a good block here? Thank you, Ren, for reminding me to look your way.
My puppy is desperately trying to hunt the cat.
Exposed cut copper. How would that look? Now this isn't permanent, this is just to play with, so... I'm not sure if that's the right block. I'm thinking not. I'm thinking not. The knock still gets me. I looked over.
I'll take that as a no.
What are you taking as a no?
I had my other microphone plugged in. I was trying to talk. Apparently, I wasn't.
Yep, you were saying nothing.
Weird.
I just realized you messaged me, by the way.
I mean, I like the sound of these blocks.
I thought you were going to say of silence.
Oh, wow, this is going to be expensive.
Okay, how about now?
Yep,
Yep.
we
heard
hear
you
you.
that time.
We hear you.
Sweet. Finally got the thing working.
Now, I don't think this is going to be the permanent block for this, but at least this is laying it out. I think that's the right arch shape I'm going for. It's amazing how difficult it is to build things like this.
Yeah, it takes a lot more attention to detail than I usually have. I find it funny now. I'll be building something with my kids, and inevitably somebody will be like, "Why didn't you use such and such block?" Like, whatever it is. I'm like, "Because I didn't know it existed."
There's a lot of those blocks now, I tell you.
Yeah, there really are. I kind of feel like the game could use like a better inventory system. Like I'm glad they've improved their crafting menu, in that there actually is one.
Just an ordinary orange. Welcome to the stream. Among Us? Not playing Among Us. There's a Skelly hanging out here.
He just wants to be your friend.
I think
shoot
so.
you. Repeatedly.
Alright, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get those connected, but it's the right shape. That is not right, though.
Is it supposed to be like chain length? Big chains, I mean? 'Cause it kind of has that look to it.
No, like it's the right arch. It's gonna be solid in there. I just gotta get the right colors.
I gotcha.
There's a certain color structure it's gotta follow, I think. If anybody ever says, you know, hey, you should try building on angles, don't.
No, nobody should do that ever.
Can't decide if that's the middle or not. I think that is. That's the middle. I'm going to make the judgment call. That's the middle.
I think you're right.
I'm going to go with that. Your opinion matters.
I feel special. Feeling like I matter is all that matters.
It's exactly what it should be.
I just want to be able to pretend that my presence is relevant. Is that too much to ask?
Not at all.
Yay.
Pretend away. Okay, I think... Or do I think?
Is this a trick question?
I'm not sure yet.
Is that iron?
Nope. This is waxed exposed copper.
They added copper to the game now?
Yep.
Where have I been?
I don't know, this is 1.17 is when they brought in copper. And there's like there's like
recent.
copper, there's exposed copper, there's like there's all different types of different color copper. This is all the copper that's available, and it's all based off of how much corrosion or oxidization is on it. So you have like regular copper blocks, you've got exposed copper blocks, you've got weathered, you've got oxidized, and then you have them as cut copper as well too, where it's like riveted and stuff. Which I'm wondering if the waxed exposed copper, now that I'm thinking about this, nah, they're just the regular copper. The exposed copper blocks has got more of the rivet look to it.
Alright, how many of you big jerks do I have to farm to get your armor? Ah!
I'm actually kind of liking that appearance. It's working for me. I still have to fill that in, these little joint areas, but it's... that might come together as we continue structurally building this out.
joint area. The only downside about having copper on your build is you gotta watch out for crackheads stealing your build.
No kidding, right?
Come out to your bridge one day and it's just gonna be missing. And your catalytic converter's gone too.
Things to try to figure out as we're building here. It's looking okay-ish.
I think it looks good.
And it'll be better once I get like this side done. And then I can fill everything in on the inside and put some like cross-structuring stuff in there. More depth. Let's see, so that was 11, 9, 7, 5. So I did go to 5, and then I came down to 4. I gotta finish this other tower.
Did you get sidetracked?
No, I started building the other side, and I'm like, wait, I can't build the other side until I have the tower in place. Sweeney said the only true inventory fix you've seen or heard of is the bundle, which is utterly useless except for giving it to another player as a gift. Here's a bundle of items. Bundle. It's like a sack now that you can load in to your inventory and have more items in it.
I see.
It's like a bag of holding. But it doesn't hold a whole lot, so... A really low-level bag of holding. Alright, what's going to be the easiest way to get this tower built?
Contractors.
Ugh, they're useless.
Depends on your contract, right?
Keep falling to my doom here. Hitting the spacebar too fast. Having a hard time focusing. Well, I'm focusing fine. I'm having a hard time remembering to keep myself interactive with chat while doing these builds because I'm focusing too much on the build and not with chat, which is not good as a streamer. It's not very entertaining when you're just focusing on building.
I'm kind of zoned out too, so I'm not helping. No.
I am getting over being sick, and it's taking a bit to get my brain fired into like normal mode. And I work tomorrow too, and that's work. I actually don't even know what my week looks like next week. I really hadn't paid attention to it much. I know I have some more Excel training things I have to get done and get them out to everybody. Nothing's worse than providing training materials. Because you get
that's what you were doing last week, huh?
Yeah, I still got like a whole pile of Excel ones I got to go through and figure which training material is going to be good for the team members, which one's not. There's like 3 VBA for Excel videos, and then there's like a pivot table one, and then there's 2 others. I can't remember what the other 2 were. It's just a lot.
None of that sounds fun.
Not really.
I can kind of sympathize because as soon as I get back, I've got like a week, and then we're going to be migrating everybody to Google Workspace off of Office 365. I don't have to do most of the documentation.
I see that as such a move in the wrong direction.
Well, it's not our preference, but what we want doesn't matter. It's what the parent organization is using. And so for the sake of proper collaboration and everybody having the same tool set, it's just what we have. I don't think they're going to find that there's a lot of people that can 100% move anyway.
No.
But, you know, I've already done one of these migrations for the same parent organization. I drove down to the Tacoma area and helped out one of our hospitals there, and I made a ton of notes for our Windows guys who have to deal with most of the fallout for this. And
yeah, no kidding, right? Because right now, your Azure Directory Service through 365 is looking after all of your licensing and everything, and it's handling all that transitional privileges to what you have access to with Teams. And now you're going to be throwing in, well, now we have 2 things. You're going to lose the authentication end of Azure for everything else. So, well, Blue Foxy, welcome to the stream.
We're basically dumping it all, because we won't be using Teams, period. SharePoint will be going away. It's all going away. So we won't have any Microsoft apps, even cloud-based ones. So there really won't be a authentication issue, but you're going to find certain things like there's proprietary formulas in Excel, that you can't replicate on Google
I know.
Sheets.
I know, right? And if you're
So
a heavy Excel user that relies on that stuff, like,
yeah,
I mean, like the Google Sheets, their version of Excel is okay for the average user, but I mean, what you can do with normal Excel, even just the VBA end of things, right?
mm-hmm.
And how much flexibility you have for data manipulation. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it just doesn't seem like a smart business decision.
Well, it's all about costs and licensing, and the reality is we don't have a lot of people that are using that many in-depth Excel functions. Like, if this had happened at Hastings or something like that, like our entire finance department would be crushed because they pretty much do nothing. They did nothing but use those functions within Excel. But we have all different kinds of proper tools for people to use instead of trying to replicate a bunch of financial apps in Excel through macros and formulas and stuff like that. So anybody who has that kind of work should already have a tool for it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't run into too much of that.
Blue Foxy, your viewers can join, but it's reserved for channel members that are on the elite tier of my channel membership.
People who have given him $1.99 for testing purposes.
Little more than $1.99. The $14.99 tier is what the elite end of it is. Mainly because it's set at that bar because somebody that's got $1 or $2, what's that to them to spend for a month and then just totally trash your server? Hey, I spent $1 and got onto this guy's server and totally griefed it. That's great. Well, I spent $15. You're probably less likely to completely grief somebody's server.
Well, you wouldn't have to worry about people griefing the server if you had moderators going around looking at the server as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's mods. I mean, Sweeney's on here, and Locke's on here, and Wyam's on here, and
yeah.
I haven't got your Minecraft name yet, so I haven't whitelisted you yet.
Oh, you haven't? I thought I sent it to you.
I don't think so. I don't think I got a DM. Let me look.
I'll send it to you again if I can't, or if you don't have it.
Banu, you haven't messaged me in forever. I
Let
am
me see if I can find it again.
scrolling down here. My freaking Minecraft name, actually, no, just my login name is changed because now it's my account got merged over to a Microsoft account now, but my Cam account isn't. It's still a Mojang account. They're moving them all to Xbox Game Pass accounts or Xbox Live accounts, which sucks.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Does that make sense given who owns them?
Yeah. They want one authentication service, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got TFA authentication now on my Minecraft account, so I guess that's something.
Do you just convert it over? Like, is there
There's a link it'll be like your account's now ready to merge. Click here to merge it, and you go through it, and you have to remember what your security questions were for your Mojang account before you can continue. If you don't, then you got to go through and reset that. That's quite a process.
That's fun.
Yeah, because I haven't logged into the Mojang site in forever.
Yeah. I was on there recently because my kids wanted to run a server on their side of things. And so I was trying to download the basic jar file for them just to start them off with normal stuff instead of like papercraft and all that crap. And I saw that link and I assumed that was like a holdover from when they wanted to go from their Minecraft accounts to the Mojang accounts.
Nope.
I just ignored it.
Eventually, you'll have to get the upgrade done.
Yeah, which I don't mind doing in general, but they weren't very I guess they weren't very informative about what that was. I didn't click on it because it looked exactly like the last time they had us merge accounts.
And it pretty much is. It's just now, instead of going to the Mojang, it's going to be using your live ID.
Right. Which I'm fine with, I guess. I have a lot of stuff tied to my live ID, so it doesn't really matter. God. Ah!
Did you die again?
Man, I'm like farming these same two NPCs over and over and over, trying to get them to drop their set of armor. And in general, I can get into a really good habit of like kill them both, you know, and rest at the bonfire sitting right next to the area and rinse and repeat. And then sometimes it'll be like 3 attempts in a row and the same single of the two guys will just lay me out easily. And I'm like, wow, where did all these crazy moves come from? You haven't done this in like 8 respawns. The AI in this game is just kind of fun like that. It's just like totally and completely random.
What's the link to the Mojang Minecraft thing? I have to reset my password.
I think it's just like mojang.net or something.
I think so.
Doesn't exist.
Google Mojang?
Yeah.
I mean, that honestly, that I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's just mojang.net. Spelling might be the critical issue there.
So go to minecraft.net and you'll get to it. Because there's not a mojang.com or anything like that. It's like account.mojang.com, but it's all linked from minecraft.net.
Thank you.
Light Finder, welcome to the stream. How are things going? Things are going. Recovering from my sinus cold, so my brain is like broken.
Well, to be fair, it was gone.
It was broken before, but now it's just really bad. Yes, you're right. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no. I'm here to help clarify.
Blue Foxy, the join button. I'm not sure if it's blue or not. Are you watching on a mobile device, on a computer, on an Xbox? Oh, my ears.
It wasn't me.
It was Sweeney.
Good job, Sweeney.
That's great when you get a sinus headache.
Now you've got a tinnitus headache.
The join button is usually right beside the subscribe button anyway. This is what I was trying to explain.
Yeah, it is for me. Like the bell, subscribe, and join are all like sitting in a row. I've not ever looked on my phone though, so I don't know.
That's not the right blocks for there.
Where's my raffle? What happened?
I didn't do a raffle today because my brain was broken. So no chance for you to run your scripts today.
Man, looking forward to that for days, and you're just gonna rob me of my enjoyment. Cannot believe you.
Sorry, man. Trees are always in the way. Who needs trees?
I don't know. Go full Brazil. Well, that's not a good phrase. Cut them all down. Don't go full Brazil. Phrasing is everything.
Yep. Yes, it is.
I was getting frustrated just a minute ago when I was farming these guys, and in my head I heard myself say, "Oh, would you just drop your pants?" And luckily my mouth was like, no. Let's keep that to ourselves.
That would have been priceless, especially if it was just out of the blue. You just spoke it without any reference.
No context at all. Context is overrated.
Hmm.
Huh. That's why I want you to just drop the item I need. I have triplicates of everything else, but not the leggings.
Rare drop rates.
Yes. No, well, I looked online and like everything indicates that they're all the same drop rate. In fact, I've gotten rarer things from them. But for whatever reason, this particular item is just going to be elusive.
Exit the game, restart the game, and your next kill will drop them.
I'm going to be so angry if that works. I don't even know why. Like, just legitimately, I'm just going to be upset. The bright side is I'm also farming just a crap ton of souls. So I'm just, like, leveling stat points that I don't really even need, but I want, so I can use items that I'll probably never actually legitimately use for any strategy. I'm just going to put a bunch of points in faith, even though I'm all a tank. I'm going to go paladin. Hey, now I have 4 gloves. That's cool.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Ameridel is playing Dark Souls in the background.
Yeah, sorry for that confusion. I'm not even thinking about that.
And Lightfinder, this is a family-friendly stream, so please refrain from profanity. We all have other words in the English language that we can use.
I mean, admittedly, not as much fun, but
Yes, I mean, wholeheartedly, that's true, but
still.
we have to look after the young years. Not that the stream is intended for young peoples. Peoples? I don't even know where that was going.
Eyes? I don't
Right. Tower structure almost complete. How did I, like, totally miss this section with andesite? Bright side is I only have, like, one more set of towers to do. No, never mind. There's 2 more full sets of towers I gotta do. But they get shorter. Iron bars. I think for my first attempt ever building something angled, I think this is coming together. I'm not totally disappointed with how it's turning out. Yet.
Yeah, I can't imagine why you would be. It's got a very Hogwarts look to it.
Lightfinder's asking what level you're on.
What? Oh, so I'm playing Dark Souls 3, and that's a really good question. I have no idea. 68 at the moment. So I'm not really all that far into the game.
68 is not that far into the game? Okay.
My frame of reference is the previous game, which was made by like a different studio, and it was, I don't know, it was very common for people to get to like level 120 or something absurd in that game. And I didn't beat the game on that one until I was like 160 something. So to me, I'm not that far into the game, but for all I know, I might be nearing the peak. I've got 2 of the 4 Cinder Lords dead, if that means anything to him.
Lightfinder's saying they're level 120.
I started the game like a whole 3 days ago or something. I don't know.
Quick reminder, everybody, reach down and hit the like button on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you can be notified when we go live, please. Share it on your social medias. Likes and shares are the big, things that help the channel. The more likes, the more shares, the more traction on YouTube. Feeds the algorithm gods.
I actually kind of wonder if there's any like Discord servers or anything that Puppy says hi that you can link your own channel onto that would get you some extra exposure. I know that's kind of common.
There's lots of that type that stuff around. It's just many of them before you're even allowed to post to, and you got to be like on that channel all the time. Participating in their conversations and chat and. Before they'll even let you start posting?
So there used to be, and I don't know if there is or not anymore. There used to be several Discord servers that were designed for no other reason than to allow people to post their streams, and it like set the stream. So it set the text channels in which you could paste them in categories. Like there would be the gaming category, and then within that category there would also be like Minecraft, or there would be, family friendly, or there would, there was like all these different subheadings I just don't know if they're around anymore. I may do some snooping later and see if that's something.
I know there's some Reddit pages and stuff you do that, but you got to have like a certain karma level in Reddit before you can start posting and
Oh, really?
all that kind of fun stuff.
I wonder how much you have to have, because my account's been around for like 11 years at this point, so I've got a little bit at least.
I think I've only been active in some like tech type channels, and so I might have like 160 karma or something.
Yeah,
but some of them you need like thousands of karma to be able to do it
Yeah.
anymore.
I don't know how much I have. I haven't looked. I know it's in the thousands, but it's probably not enough.
Alrighty, we're back here again for this side.
Drop your pants. I regret nothing.
Demonetized.
I just found the name. I'm sending it to you now.
Oh, of your Minecraft character. Man, I was like, the Reddit thread? Like, say what?
There you are.
Thank you.
Yep, a buddy of mine wants to go play another game, so I'm gonna head out for a bit.
Alrighty, peace out.
I should be back a little later tonight if you're still going.
Yeah, no, I've only got about 15 minutes left, and then I'm bailing it.
Okay. Well, have a good night.
You too.
It was one of those rolls. Ah. Oh man, tomorrow's my last day of vacation, and I know I'm gonna go back to so many hundreds and hundreds of emails in my inbox. My whole first day back is gonna be just reviewing email, catching up on people. Not looking forward to it. And then I have 2 days left, after which my coworker, with whom I've worked for like almost 6 years, is fully and completely retired. And I don't have any backup.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. That's actually not true. I do have some backup, but kind of a weird situation.
Okay, that just sounds complicated.
It is. It's not horrible, but it's actually a guy that used to be my boss, Hastings, years and years ago. When I was like a very new fledgling Unix administrator. He actually hired me for my first Unix job. He is a database administrator where we work, and he's perfectly skilled at doing what I would need to back up on, but he's not like used to working on the system. So there's still going to be like a familiarity period, and it's not going to be like he can just step into it and immediately be functional. And then it kind of sucks for him because now he's got to be like 50-50 on his old job and this one. And I really don't like the whole situation, not because I don't trust him, but because it sucks for him.
Sweeney is around here somewhere. I keep getting messages. I see you. I don't see him. Oh, there you are. I think I'm getting the scale that I wanted of this bridge, this kind of grand, structured bridge. I think it's coming along. So he's like, it does look good. I love the shape. Yeah, it's my first attempt building anything on an angle, so that's why it's been a little bit more of a struggle to get things placed the way I want it. Other than like little itty bitty bridges, and they're usually like a 45 degree. Like this is a totally obscure angle. It's not a standard 45 degree. Sweeney's like, want to see an angle struggle? Try building Starship attached to a super heavy rocket. Yeah, there'd be lots of angles and weird twists and turns on that thing. All right, I just gotta interconnect this now.
You said interconnect, an intergalactic plant, like intergalactic from BC Boy stuck in my head all of a sudden. Completely random. All I hear is intergalactic planetary in their voice. Why? Why, brain? Why are we doing that tonight? Before I go to bed, I'm gonna have to listen to the song.
You just broke your own brain. That's amazing.
I did, yeah. I do that a lot, and especially if I'm driving, I'll be having random thoughts just to pass the time, and I'll already be listening to a different song, and then I will just run a series of words through my head, which will trigger me to remember some other song, and then I'm just like sitting there waiting for a stoplight so I can get on Spotify and be like yelling at my phone, play, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody, like trying to get yelling over the current music. Because now I need to hear that song for whatever reason.
You broke your own brain again.
It's not hard.
Here's the thing.
Pretty effective.
Do you have an inner monologue? Can you
Do I
have
a what?
An inner monologue? Can you sit there and have a complete conversation with yourself in your head?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of people out there that don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Strange.
I was kind of surprised on that as well. Like, it's really weird. I can have a complete conversation in my head, but there's other people that like that if they say something or want to like sing a song in their head or something like that, it has to be verbalized or it won't happen.
I've definitely met some people that like could not sing a song in their head. Like they they had to at least hum. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
didn't have
and
the
it's-
ability to just.
It's
internalize it.
probably because they don't have an internal monologue.
That's just such an odd thought to me because.
But
I don't know, especially
apparently,
somebody who
it's
drove
more
a lot.
common. It's more common to not have an internal monologue than to have an internal monologue.
How weird! It just never would have occurred to me. Things you know.
I know, right? Like, weird.
It is really weird. Yeah, I
People are
kind of wonder
weirdos.
when that developed too, like, because I didn't always, like, I always had the ability to like think things like that in my head, like it's always worked that way, but I don't think I transcribed it into like a full-on having conversations with people that weren't with me at the time until I started driving in Houston traffic in a car that didn't have a radio. And I think at that point, everything changed. Because, like, I was bored and I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours each direction. So, like, something needed to be going on upstairs. I couldn't listen to music, but I would, you know, either have a song playing in my head or I would have a conversation with somebody.
Sweeney says here, chat, that inner monologue takes over for him when he's trying to sleep. Ren says, I can hear actual songs if I think about them in the right mood. So you'd hear the whole song in his head. Then Sweeney's also said, internal monologue is a part of ADHD.
I find that hard to believe, internal monologue being a part of ADHD. Like, I don't... Because it's not like it only manifests in random conversations with yourself. Like, that voice, like, it has a voice in every decision that you make, really. Like, I will run through discourse in my head when I'm trying to think about whether to purchase something or something like that, you know, because it's like the pluses and minuses and, you know, pros and cons and that kind of thing on why am I doing this? Is this an impulse decision? You know, will I want this tomorrow? Those kind of things. I don't know. Apparently I have undiagnosed ADHD.
Maybe. Niche Gal, welcome to the stream. Reply, please. Reply, please.
Oh my god, I got the rarest possible drop from these guys, and I still don't have their stupid leg plates. Why, game? What are you doing to me?
Out of pure torture, that's why.
It is. Absolutely just torture.
Gizono Limit, welcome to the stream.
Why do you hate me, game? Why you do this?
Hey, Uncle, which country am I from? I'm from Canada. Is where I hail. It's where I hang my hat. Oh, son of a... Which one of you was that? Sweeney again. Dang you!
Did you ever modify the thunder volume?
I haven't yet, no.
Sir. What, have you been sick or something?
I know, right? Like, what a slacker.
I'm gonna need you to get with the program, sir.
Oh, wait, why is that not lining up properly? Well, I guess it is. I'm just being finicky, I guess. It's gotta line up somewhere, right?
Exactly. Sir, come back here. Sir, can I talk to you about dropping your pants?
There we go again. You, sir, have some issues to need to work out.
Can I talk to you about our Lord and Savior Pants Dropper? I like how, to me, somebody saying nice bridge almost sounds snarky. Like, I know it wasn't. Like, I don't even know why. It's just the concept
Nice
of somebody being like,
bridge.
nice
Like,
bridge.
hello. It's like that Valley Girl. Like,
Just followed by as if.
whatever. I
I've
think
never
it's.
actually been around somebody with that accent, but I don't think I could handle it.
Oh yeah, no kidding, right? Wouldn't it just you just would end up strangling them at some point? I'm sure of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I have been around a lady that was from California, and still ended every question like it was ended every statement like it was a question. Didn't have the full-on Valley Girl accent or anything like that, but the rest of it was there, and it was absolutely aggravating. Give me your pants.
You, sir, have a problem.
Yeah, these guys won't give me their pants. That is indeed a problem. I'm running around pantsless.
Certain things you got to work out in your life.
I've been working it out just with my inner monologue. So, real question, when you're reading a book, especially if it's not your first time reading a book, when you're reading through the book, do you ever find yourself just like stopping the reading of the book, like at key points especially, or even at random, and just interjecting yourself into just a completely different timeline within the story? Because I do that all the fuck.
Okay, maybe you have undiagnosed ADHD.
Well, I think it's a byproduct of my insomnia and the cure I have for insomnia, which is to read the same books over and over. You know, so I've read The Lord of the Rings no less than 20 or 30 times just in the last 10 years or so.
See, for me, when I'm reading a book, I need to voice act it. In my head, they all have voices and
absolutely
tones and yeah.
That's the only way it works.
But that also in turn means it takes me a long time to get through a book because I literally read out the dialogue, right? So
I do too. Yeah, when I'm reading a book for the first time, I absolutely do that. And I don't know why it's specifically like the first time, but I feel like that's when I'm like really enjoying the book. Like when I read through the first, oh God, how many were there? 18 of them, I think. The Dresden Files books, which was this year actually. Yeah, it was like that. It was like every single character had its own voice, and like it was a whole production in my head. And
the thing, and the voices that I have in my head, like if it's come out in some type of screen adaptation, those are what I'm hearing. So,
yes,
like I've been going through the Sword of Truth series with Terry Goodkind. There's 18 books right now, like anywhere between 700 and 1,000 pages a book. And there was a short TV series that ran for like a season or two called Legend of the Seeker. All of the actors' voices in that show is what I hear when I'm reading the book.
Yeah, which makes complete sense as far as I'm concerned. And I feel like it was that way for me with the Harry Potter series because I saw the first 2 movies before I ever started reading the book, like because those were basically my introduction to those books.
Yeah.
So like I started with the 3rd book because that movie wasn't out yet at that time, and so of course all the actors, they're the ones whose voices are in my head. Like, you know, it's just that's the way it is. Dumbledore is always the first Dumbledore, the older one that passed away.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
first 2 movies, you know, because
Exactly.
the other one,
He's too angry.
he's way too angry. And the other thing is, and it's not like it was the first one, but or the first time I'd heard his voice, but he's also the voice actor that plays oh, I forget the character's name. He's in the Elder Scrolls Online. So
okay.
he's like the main the prophet or whatever you want to call him.
And so that's what you're picturing every time you hear him speak.
I can't hear anything else. That's the character to me because he voiced so many lines in that game. So it screws me up completely. But yeah, but on the other hand, if they ever actually came out with like a proper Harry Dresden movie or television series or something like that, they tried once and you can't come out with that and not make it rated R. It's not going to work. It's a hard R. But if they came out with that, I would have probably a really hard time adapting my brain to like being okay with this is Harry Dresden's voice, you know, and because it's not what I've heard in my head for, you know, entirety of the series I read.
I am really pleased with how this is shaping out.
You should be.
Considering it was not planned. It's like, okay, let's place this block. Does this work?
I think those are probably the most fun builds, though. Like, because if you plan something out, it almost becomes, I don't know, like it's never right to me. But when I'm just like, it's on a whim, and I'm just like, hey, I'm going to start throwing blocks down and see what happens, I enjoy it more because I'm not overthinking things. That might just be me and my inner monologue talking, though. One of these days, I'm just going to buy some Adderall. I'm just going to buy it and just try it and just be like, yeah,
just give her a go
the whole time.
give her a go and see what happens.
Exactly. I'll bring it up to my parents and be like, so I tried Adderall and it worked really well. And so I'm pretty sure I've had undiagnosed ADHD this whole time. They're just going to be like, no, we knew.
We just gave up.
There was never a question. It was just really expensive to get the medication. Give me your pants! I need to look this up online again. There were pants, right? I'm gonna be so mad if there were.
That would be amazing.
That would be hilarious. I'm not even mad though, because I've gotten so much experience out of this. I was so irked when I played Dark Souls 2 because they put in this system, and you could circumvent it with like these items. It doesn't even matter. But if you killed something 12 times, it was gone from the world permanently. It was like, I don't know, it was like a protection for you. So if you were like getting hammered like on this route running to a boss or something like that, eventually the mobs would start going away. Like they wouldn't just keep assailing you as you tried to make your way to this boss fog. But I hated it because I love, in these kind of games, just like finding a grinding spot. And I will just absolutely watch something on one monitor and just sit here and do this repetitious thing. It's like, I don't know why. It's probably a symptom of ADHD anyway. But I'll sit there and do that, and in the other game it wouldn't let me. It would like 12 times and they're dead, and I'm like, I gotta go find this expensive item, and it's gonna bring them back. But now they're more difficult, and screw this, I don't like it. You make me play your way. Game developers who poured their heart and soul into this.
Okay, I'm struggling with connecting in between these.
Why is that?
I don't know yet.
Like, you don't think it looks right?
Yeah, it's not coming together.
Come together. Right.
I knew as soon as I said it that was happening.
Over me. It was in your head already. All I did was vocalize it. Like, as soon as you said it.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
You can't be mad at me for what was already in there, sir. Just gave it terrible lyrics. Terrible vocals. To the lyrics. That's the words I was looking for.
Oh, I've got some planning to do here. Because I'm starting to wreck the shape of this.
Why do you feel like you're wrecking the shape of it? Just like the finer details on the outside?
Yeah, like it's starting to pull the outside shape out, trying to connect it.
I see. That's
It's losing that symmetry.
If it doesn't have symmetry, what does it have, sir?
Not what it should. Yeah, that's good. That's gonna take some planning.
There are leggings. Good. I was gonna be so mad. I'm gonna go through my inventory, make sure I didn't already drop a pair, but I'm sure I haven't. No. They're just being persnickety, and they won't drop their stuff for me. How dare you, game? I think I am gonna take your advice though, and I'm just gonna exit out and go back in and watch it drop immediately.
You're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna totally lose your mind over it.
I'm gonna spike this controller like a football, moonwalk out of the room, and go to bed.
Moonwalk out of the room. Okay, there we go.
Moonwalk out of the room. When pressed, I can moonwalk. When an escape requires dazzle.
Gonna have to get you to run a dexterity check on that.
Please no. I need to find another pair of dice because I feel like I've retired two different sets of dice. I have this really nice like metal set of dice, super heavy. I love them, but they roll like crap. Every time I've tried to use them, I'm just like, my character's like a monk. I'll try to roll any sort of check. I have like stupid high dexterity. I'll still fail. I'm like, okay, it's the dice.
Super cool, man. Welcome to the stream. I really would like to get back into D&D one day. It's been years since I played low, like 2nd edition.
Oh wow, yeah. And there, First kill, they dropped.
Ah, that's awesome.
I hate you so much. Oh god.
And the moonwalk. Is there? Oh, please tell me there's an emoji or a GIF or something.
I think chat should provide a coffin dance for that because that was my spirit dying. Help me out here. Stupid game. By the time I get back to where I'm going, like 3 more pairs will have dropped or something.
There is no moonwalk.
There's no moonwalk.
Coffin dance works.
Goose Prabha. Thank you, Sweeney. Thank you so much. As they see my spirit from the room.
Well, I think I've done about as much damage as I want to do today. I gotta think about how I'm gonna close that off on the underside. Angles. Blah, blah, blah. Don't build on angles. It doesn't work. It looks good if you can get it to work, but ay.
You can get it to work. It's just a challenge. You've got this, though.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for watching the live stream. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and hope you have a great day tomorrow. Don't forget to reach down, hit the like button on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring that notification bell. Peace out. We'll see you on tomorrow's stream.